They walked away. They found someone new. But secretly, they regret losing you, the one who truly cared. Let's talk about the side they don't show. Behind the smiles, behind the new partner, behind the silence, there's something they won't admit out loud. Regret. Not the kind that makes them say sorry. Not the kind that leads to change. But a dark, quiet kind, the kind that eats away at them. What you'll discover in this video. Why narcissists may actually feel regret, the psychology behind their hidden remorse, and how this truth can set you free to heal. Let's begin. Narcissists don't love like you do. They don't bond through empathy. They connect through power. And that power, it comes from what's called narcissistic supply. They feed off your reactions, your approval, your willingness to stay, even when they're at their worst. You were more than a partner. You were fuel. You were the stage where their ego could perform. So when someone like you, someone real, someone loyal disappears, they feel it. They might have discarded you thinking you'd chase. They might have replaced you overnight. But when you didn't come running back, they didn't just lose affection. They lost control. Their regret doesn't come from love. It comes from losing access to you, to your attention, your energy, your belief in them. Because deep down, they knew you were different. They knew you saw the good in them when others didn't. And now they've lost it. And in the silence, they feel the emptiness. They regret underestimating you. They regret assuming you'd stay no matter what. And they regret realizing you're actually doing better without them. But don't confuse their regret with love. It's not love. It's ego. It's loss of dominance. So if you've ever asked, do they miss me? The honest answer, they miss the effect they had on you. Not your heart, not your healing. They miss the control. But here's the truth. You don't need to be missed. You need to be free. You might wonder, do they regret what they did to me? And the answer is, yes, but not in the way you hope. Not because they hurt you. Not because they feel remorse the way you would. Their regret, it's not about you at all. It's about them. They don't regret losing your love. They regret losing the power they had over it. What they miss is control. The ability to push your buttons, to stir up your emotions, to make you question yourself. That power, gone. They miss how you made them feel powerful, adored, even when they didn't deserve it. Your admiration gave them a boost. Your patience fed their ego. And your forgiveness became a pass they never earned. And now they're stuck watching you move forward, without them. Without giving them a second glance. That loss stings, not because they loved you, but because they loved what you gave. They feel regret when their image takes a hit. Maybe mutual friends notice their pattern. Maybe their new partner sees through the charm. Maybe they hear how well you're doing, and it bruises their pride. But don't be fooled. This isn't empathy. It isn't accountability. It's the regret of losing utility. Losing a resource. Losing someone they thought would always be there. So if you've been waiting for an apology, if you've been wondering why the remorse never sounds sincere, it's because it isn't. It's not about healing the damage they caused. It's about reclaiming what made them feel good. And that's not love. That's ego in disguise. So let's get honest. What really makes a narcissist feel regret? First, loss of control. They no longer get to steer your emotions. No more arguments they can win. No more emotional reactions they can twist. Your silence, it's louder than any words. And they hate that. Second, diminished supply. They don't just miss your presence. They miss the praise, the emotional labor, the warmth and stability you offered, even when they didn't deserve it. You made them feel important, and now they feel exposed. Third, a damaged reputation. Here's the part they really didn't plan for, the consequences. They told lies. They ran smear campaigns. They discarded you like you were replaceable. But now, people are starting to see the cracks. Their carefully crafted image is slipping. And suddenly, the story isn't so clean anymore. So regret creeps in, not because they hurt you, but because they hurt their standing, their status, their ability to control the narrative. And maybe that's what stings the most. They thought you were disposable. But now they realize you were the anchor, the stable one, the valuable one. You were never the problem. You were the one they never truly deserved. Have you ever caught yourself wondering, if they really feel regret, then why didn't they just say sorry? Here's the truth. When a narcissist feels regret, it rarely looks like reflection, and almost never looks like accountability. Why? Because regret threatens their carefully protected self-image. It chips away at the illusion of superiority they've built. So instead of facing it, they hide it. They bury it under layers of projection, denial, and defensiveness. They blame you for everything that went wrong. Not because it's true, but because accepting responsibility would mean confronting their own flaws. And to someone with a fragile ego, that's intolerable. When they feel regret, it doesn't look like sadness, it looks like shame. A deep, private wound they'll never admit out loud. They feel the absence of your emotional safety, your loyalty, your care. But they twist that pain into resentment, because in their mind, regret shouldn't exist. You should have stayed. You should have forgiven. You should have tolerated just a little more.